Hello and happy Memorial Day from Dana and me at If This Car Could Talk. This day was originally set aside to honor our fallen soldiers after the Civil War on both sides, but it has appropriately evolved to include living servicemen and women, whether active or retired duty, along with first responders of any status. We'd like to publicly acknowledge all the sacrifices made for our safety and security and to tell each of these folks how much we appreciate them. Today we're bringing you a feature on the Phoenix Fire Department's historic Station 8. It's a museum dedicated to the men and women of the Phoenix Fire Department. In addition to many interesting displays and artifacts, the station itself was built in 1942, and it houses a 1941 Chevrolet fire apparatus. A wonderful 1978 Dodge Monaco is also kept there, and you can see and hear its story in episode 155, which we've linked below. It's worth seeing, or you might want to see it again. Now let's join the museum's director, Tim Kovacs, as he tells the story of the station and the truck. Let's go for a ride.
Hi, my name's Tim Kovacs. I work for the Phoenix Fire Department, and one of my responsibilities includes Historic Fire Station 8 and one particular apparatus that is housed in it, a 1941 Chevy water pumper. This 41 Chevy was retrofitted in 1990 by our community involvement folks, and the water tank was taken out and it was converted into what we call a firefighter muster competition truck. Firefighters would jump on the oldest truck they could get, compete with other firefighters, crews, or departments, get the oldest hose and get the oldest hose cart and try and squirt water and push beach balls and all kinds of things and throw old wood ladders. So that was the truck that we used for many, many years. It's a straight six, double clutch, 316, so far as we know. It was also converted in the 90s from a 6 volt to a 12 volt. It's got the old Mars red light on the side by the front hood that just kind of moves back and forth because we didn't have rotating lights back in the day. And it has some flashing lights on the back that didn't flash when it was operational in 1941. So Chevrolet in 1941, just before World War II, got the United States involved, was doing what many other manufacturers were doing. They were hoping to get in the market for military trucks and fire trucks. So they started making 1.25 and 1.5 ton Chevy trucks into fire trucks for military first, and then they made civilian versions. And they only made less than 1,000 from what I understand. There's one just like it in Florida by a bunch of firefighters that got together and bought one, saved it from the pile and fixed it up. And there's a couple back east, but I don't hear or see much of any others. And this one in particular had first done some duty in Hubbard, Iowa. And we got possession of it after. We keep it here, we take care of it, just like the 78 Dodge Monaco. We recently had to take that original parts engine and do a little work on the water pump and the transmission because it was starting to give us problems. Double clutch, for those in the audience that don't know, means you push the clutch in once to get it out of gear into neutral, and then you release it, and then you push down again on the clutch to get it into the next gear you want to be into. So we're lucky we're not in San Francisco and here in Phoenix, because if I'm double clutching on an incline, that could be really exciting. And the guys back in the day passed on some stories to us of how exciting that could be, even in Phoenix with some of the low grades that would start you rolling if you weren't careful, even at some of the stoplights. So we're really proud of that 41 Chevy. It's really good looking. It draws a crowd. We have it at the Willow tour every February when the local historic group puts a bunch of houses, including Station 8, on show and have parties. So for the fire station itself that we house two apparatus at is at 541 West Encanto in Phoenix. We opened this fire station on the 1st of July in 1942. We had a run of about 4 or 5 fire stations that we were able to build from just before we got involved in World War II, and our city was expanding beyond anything we'd ever seen before. But 1941, we still didn't have a lot of people in town, and we didn't go much further north than Indian School Road in many ways. So we had to expand. We were getting a lot more fire calls, and we're in the medical business too. First aid was always a component of what we did, so we had to expand. And one thing we did with this fire station is that we tried to build it so it fit in with the neighborhood. We've always tried to do that with all of our fire stations. These days it's getting harder and harder to do that because of all the requirements for safety and things like that. However, we kept the station open till about 1978 for fire trucks. And where the alley is now, yeah, that was a drive-through where we could pull in like a regular fire station. But since the 90s or 80s, that back end of the station has been closed off, and you can't drive an apparatus through it all the way to the front. By 1972, our fire trucks were getting tall enough that we couldn't get them in the bay door, that big garage, anymore. And we were parking them on the front day and night. And then, by the early 70s, we were getting longer fire trucks that were sticking out into the street. So it just became a problem. So we turned it in from a fire station to a battalion office for a battalion chief and a safety officer. And so when we did that, there would be one car, like our 78 Dodge Monaco, that would run out of it. We kept it open for as long as we could, and then by 1994 it was all but shut down. It had become our uniform store for a short time, and then we got it on the National Register as a monument in about 1994, and so we were able to keep it preserved on the outside with some funding, and on the inside we kept it as storage of artifacts, and slowly over the years made it into a wannabe museum. We're not a proper accredited museum, so we're limited in what we can keep here. We have artifacts from the 1800s when we were founded in 1886. We're excited to have those. We've got a lot of retirees and even people from the community that have been tied in with that history that have donated items to us. The history is really, really rich. Anybody that was part of history in the 1800s and early 1900s in the city of Phoenix or the Salt River Valley and Maricopa County, and sometimes the state, chances are there's someone in the family that was a early Phoenix fireman. So we have a lot of artifacts. We're pretty proud of it. We maintain the house here as original as we possibly can, the way it would have looked. We've got 1950s era television in here, and old rotary phones, and we've got a 1894 wood locker from the old fire station. And lastly, the kitchen, where all problems of the world at firehouses are solved. There's a little cubby hole where we used to eat, and there is probably second generation refrigerator, freezer, and stove and oven range. And they're from back in the day, 40s, 50s, and they are fully operational. Our original fire station that was purpose-built as a fire station was made in 1894, and it has long since been razed to the ground, and it is now the Fry's Croker's high-rise grocery store at First Street and Jefferson. And you can set up a tour to see the station as well as the truck anytime, but you have to email us because that's the best way we've got right now, and that's at historicfs08@phoenix.gov. So come visit us sometime. Hit us with that email address and tell us when you'd like to set something up. Come by for the February Willow tour, where it's just a party and a good time. And we'll give you a link to our Facebook page, Phoenix Fire Department Historic Station 8.
Thanks, Tim, for telling us and our viewers about this hidden gem within the city. Many people don't know about it, but now that you do, you should make it a point to check it out. We found it to be quite interesting, and know you will too. Please leave a comment and tell us what you think about the city of Phoenix preserving some of their history by displaying both the Dodge Monaco and the Chevy fire truck. Join us next Sunday as we bring you an absolutely gorgeous, low-mileage 1989 Chevrolet Camaro Z28 convertible. You're going to love this one, and like most of our features, it has a great story. Plus, the car has a super nice caretaker who was only all too happy to spend some time with us recently so that we can bring it to you. Don't miss it. Until then, remember, please be careful out there.